Shelirionach, who we'll call Shelly for the sake of brevity, is the game's newest adventurer. She is the first limited mage introduced to the game, and arguably the strongest mage we have to date. However, before we touch on that, we'll talk about what makes her unique, her stat line, and more. Shelly's personal skill is Dream of the Sleeping Witch. Whenever she ends her turn with 25% or lower MP, she'll fall asleep. This occurs once per battle. While asleep, Shelly doesn't take increased damage from being asleep and recovers MP at the end of her turn. Also, while asleep, she'll cast a dark type spell randomly on one enemy. Her personal skill has a ton of little nuances to go over. If put to sleep by an enemy, Shelly's personal skill will continue to work despite potentially being over 25% MP. Shelly will stay asleep a random amount of turns and regain 8 MP per turn. It has also been noted that Shelly can still evade attacks despite being asleep. The spell she casts automatically while asleep doesn't cost MP. This gives Shelly a leg up on every other mage in the cast due to her still providing value when other mages have no MP. Also, the spell Shelly casts while sleeping is very potent, acting like a supercharged Zelos essentially for free. And moving on to her inheritable skill, Eyes That Know the Future. Shelly has a chance to evade or reduce the first instance of damage received higher than 50% of her max HP, with this chance being reduced if inherited. This is extremely valuable on Shelly herself as it increases her longevity as most attacks chunk mages due to the lower defenses. As inheritance, it loses its value immensely. However, since it is a defensive skill, it provides value to squishy mages that want a chance to survive attacks like Shelly. The MC is always a good inheritor of any skill since he's a mandatory unit. Knights are units that can become knights to complement Way of the Knight. Her discipline is Child of the Sacred Tree. Each discipline level increases her magic power and action speed. These stats are ideal for a mage, as it amps her damage and keeps her high in the turn order to apply debuffs or nuke weaker enemies. Altogether, Shelly is designed to be a lethal, continuous machine to dish out damage even when at 0 MP. Her stats also line up with this mindset. Shelly has the highest base IQ and speed among other legendary mages. I would recommend allocating bonus points either all into IQ or split it between IQ and speed, leaning more towards IQ. Shelly is evil, very evil. By that, I mean she works with Alice and Arboris. Having Shelly supported by Arboris' Lord of the Deep Forest and Alice's Agent of Heresy nets her increased damage, evasion, and action speed. Alice is a staple in many teams, and being an adventurer that doesn't mess with her personal skill is a must for the current game's landscape. With all that's in mind, I'll share my thoughts. I think Shelly is a great tool if you're lacking a potent mage or want a second mage. If you chose Alice as your free legendary adventure and didn't get lucky with Yekka or Adam, getting Shelly will provide a ton of value. She can replace Yekka or Adam, but running both Shelly and Yekka or Adam is also strong. Shelly is also a great adventure to summon if you're new to the game. A mage who can recover MP in the middle of a dungeon makes exploring feel a ton safer. Finally, we'll go over the pros and cons of Shelly. The pros are essentially a recap. Shelly can output damage without MP, Shelly can regain MP, Shelly's discipline boosts her combat prowess, Shelly works with Alice, Shelly has the highest offensive base stats among legendary mages. Now con. Shelly is a limited unit, and it's difficult to discipline her compared to Adam or Yekka. Reclassing Milana gives you a strong dark mage. Her inheritance isn't that reliable, she doesn't have secret arts like Adam or Yekka, and very frail if her personal skill doesn't proc. If you have any questions about Shelly or anything else you want to see, let me know. Thanks for watching, and until then.